Today is August 2nd, 2024. I like this idea with sharing thoughts that come to me, emails I receive, decisions. It's always up to you how you react to things. And I learned for a long time to keep especially aggressive reactions. I never understood why. You see in the movies, in films and series, how people get mad and they start destroying things and they're throwing this there and that. And I was mirroring that when I was back home, and I was probably, I would say, anywhere between 17 to 22. I'm not certain, but I was young. You're still a baby. You're still learning your bearings. You still learn what deceit is, betrayal, and all that, right? But I was mirroring that, and every single time I did that, I managed to destroy something very dear to me. The one instance is this beautiful ring my father brought me from Greece, and it had an aquamarine. I don't think that was meant for me. I think it was meant for my mother, and my mother gave it to me. Anyway, I was wearing it, and at the time, I don't know why, I was having a temper tantrum, and yeah, people with temper tantrums start throwing things and destroying things, because that's what they tell you that you should be doing, right? In movies and such. That's how I perceive it. I slammed the door. The bottom line is that I managed to slam the door, it hit my ring, and it chipped my beautiful stone, that Aquarian, what is it? Aquamarine, yes, the aquamarine. Oh, my soul was hurting when that stone broke. And I'm like, this is so stupid. Why did I do that? It's pointless. You always manage to destroy something you treasure. And I know it sounds weird to say that you treasure a ring, but I did treasure it because ever since I was a little girl, I loved looking into stones and see the reflections. So basically, I would look through it to the world. I mean, outside of me. I don't know how old I was. I was very young. And I found that fascinating at the time. It was like creating my other universe, other reality. So when I did do that, I was like, okay, this is pointless. Why would people get so mad that they start destructing things, stuff around them, and then later on they're like, oh my goodness, why did I do that? I learned not to do type that is very difficult to take back because I don't want to have that on my mind. Like, oh, I did that. Oh, I did it. I learned something from it. I don't want to do that anymore because it seems to linger afterwards. I destroyed this beautiful ring. I received this email from my sister this morning, actually, a couple, and I'm gonna read the seven bodies of man: natural, material, etheric, aura, astral, emotional, causative. Alright, so these cover lower mental, soul, higher mental. Higher mentally. I like that. Higher mental. sorry. It's just a joke that came to my mind, which is kind of dark, like my style. Alright, so we have the divine spark spirit, one half part of the real hypostasia of the true celestial man, which is not an energy body, but a creation of a different texture called essence. All these bodies are connected to their corresponding planes, feeds through energy bonds. Gospel of Thomas. Whoever knows the world discovers the body, but the world is not worthy of whatever discovers the body. In the Tibetan Book of the Dead, the rage, fear, sorrows are depicted in the form of deities and demons that the deceased meets in the other world. Rudolf Steiner was saying, these days a lot of people see themselves surrounded by black, malignant forms which threaten and terrify them. The fact is that these figures add their own impulses, desires, and passions which live inside man, and specifically in what we call the astral body. Danesis Theodosiou, in Cosmology of the Intellect, is saying feelings are delusions, creations of our consciousness and of the way we perceive the world. I'm going to read that again. Feelings are delusions, creations of our consciousness and of the way we perceive the world. Jesus said, the kingdom is inside you, and it is outside of you. When you know yourself, then you will be known, and you will know that you are the child of the living Father. But if you do not know yourself, you will live in vain, and you will be vanity. Deceived by their misleading practice is a fraud. Men pray to Jesus Christ, asking him for material ratification of their earthly problems. So their invocations, requests are answered. The ones that do get answered from powers of the archon of this world, the sole administrators of the matter. Ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be opened to you. For many are invited, but few are chosen. And I entered into the midst of their prison, which is the prison of the body. And I said, he who hears, let him get up from the deep sleep. No one can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or he will be devoted to the one and despise the other. Therefore, I tell you, do not be anxious about your life, what you shall eat or what you should drink, nor about your body, what you will wear. Hermes Trismegistus. I don't think that's correct, actually. It's Trismegistus, which means Hermes, the thrice greatest. In classical Latin is Mercurius Ter Maximus, But AI has changed that to something that it can understand. Gustus is interesting because in Latin it means taste. Let's continue with the reading. But first, you must throw away the garment you wear, the fabric of ignorance, the foundation of all malice, the bond of corruption, the dark overture, the living death, the carcass that has senses, the tomb you carry with you, the domestical thief, him who hates through what he loves and envies through what he hates. I love this connect. Love, hate, thief. I see in there ego also. It is the spirit that gives life. The flesh is of no avail. The moment a common mortal man comes in contact with his own spirit, he's born in the spiritual world and ceases to be nourished by the positive or negative energy, substitutes of the universe egg, or universal egg, I would say, that's receiving communion of the authentic, the original. This is when he receives his first taste of true spiritual love. The brain does not produce thought. Thought is the result of intellect, and intellect is the basic property of the soul and the cause of upgraded thought in man. The blissful God, the benevolent demon, said that the soul was to be in the body. The nous mind in the soul. The logos, reason, in the nous, N-O-U-S. And Father of all is God. Let's see. Oh, there you go. It's pronounced nous. It kind of sounds like noose, you know, the one you hang yourself with. Well, it's different spelling, but it sounds the same, eh? So with knowledge, basically, you can hang yourself if you don't use it properly, right? You got information galore, but what do you choose to do with that information? That's key, right? But people choose to use information in different ways. And again, it's not about being right or wrong. It's a choice they make. Nobody judges. The only place where judgment happens is in this 3D, and it's through the lower chakras, being material, right? Let's go back to the reading. The brain is a transformer and the decoder. It primarily accepts the mental property of the soul, and secondly, it receives the electromagnetic oscillations of the outer environment and in relation to the vibrating frequency translates them to object, sounds, and sensations. Now that explains why the main way we're being interfered with is via that sound, vibration, right? EMF and all that, because it's influencing the way you think, or at least that's the purpose. At the top of the 7 Elohim of creation, third class of quitters, the commanders of fate, who are not, of course, solely confined to this plane. Each Elohim has under his control, and in accordance to the objective of his creation, the corresponding categories of devas. There is a big number of devas, different for each species kind of creation. Each deva has under his rules armies of elementals, dwarfs, nereids, dunes, nymphs, fairies, salamanders, mermaids, sylphides, etc. To the earthly, for what else of essence can you gain? Only the knowledge of the eternal cycle of good and evil, where one actions and there's some circumstances can be right, and the same action on the different circumstances can be wrong. There is a logical contradiction and falsehood in this view. Through reincarnation, man is degraded more and more in relation to his spiritual part. The concept of reincarnation is yet another creation of the matrix, to keep consciousness in the cycle of enslavement, while it believes it progresses through experiences according to the beliefs of New Age. The very demands of his survival teach men craftiness, lying, and deception. Otherwise, others will survive against him. These are the laws of this universe. What he will finally reach after this thousands of reincarnation is not ascension, as they claim, but total spiritual death inside the clever body of a bio-robot. The only reason for the existence of the material life of man is exclusively energy production, and the alleged karmic debt is this endless trap, since it is the melting pot for this production. Christ came exactly to escape us from reincarnation, to cancel this interminable imprisonment procedure, which is reincarnations, by paying the ransom for karma or sins. Do not store up for yourselves treasures on earth, because moth and the rust will destroy them, and thieves break in and steal. But store up treasures for yourselves in heaven, where moth and rust do not destroy, and where thieves do not break in nor steal. This is coming from Gospel of Matthew. My kitty is here, so it's telling me that I should wrap this up. Through self-knowledge, man will remember his spiritual origin and will love his spiritual birth, land more than anything else, all the earthly pleasures, and it will draw him close to it, and it will redeem him completely. Anyone who loves his father or mother or son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. Gospel of Thomas also says, whoever cannot free themselves from their father and the mother cannot become my disciple. Whoever cannot free themselves from their brother and sister and does not bear their cross is not worthy of me. Wretched is the body that depends on another body, loving or hating. It's the same. Pretty much, it's an emotion. And you need to be neutral. Alright, these are my comments, sorry. Through matter, one can only evolve materially. Brahma is the creator. Vishnu, the positive manifestation, the one that preserves. Shiva, the negative manifestation, the destroyer. The others are emanations or creations of these gods. There are 5 gender races of men. First, the golden race, then the silver, next to the bronze. The race of heroes is in between with the iron race. Coming up next, the golden race is made of soul, the first race. The silver race is made of astral body, so the soul is covered with the soul of the next denser energy matter. It has no boost, but it has the ego and I will. The astral body, being denser, dominates the soul, impulsive behavior. Bronze race was another layer, the etheric one, the lower mental one. Then the hero one. I hope for nothing, I fear nothing, I am 3. There is more to this, but my cat really needs my attention. So I'll wrap this up and I'll probably pick it up soon. Love you all. Have a wonderful day. Love you all. Take care.